Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a latte. I just got this espresso machine for Christmas and I just loved it so much, so I wanted to show you guys how to do it because I'm very much of a beginner and I found some videos that helped me, so I just want to pass it along. So first of all, I start by measuring everything out. If you want to make just one latte, you're going to fill the water a little past the 2 because this leaves the water enough for first your espresso, and then it uses the rest of the water to create the steam needed for frothing and steaming the milk. So first you do that. You're going to pour the water up top, so you just screw off the top here and pour the water in. At this point the machine is off, but it's plugged in, but it is set to the off dial up here, and I'll zoom in on that afterwards, and then you can just go ahead and put that in. And then you're gonna measure out your coffee. For one latte, you're gonna take this guy, it came with the machine, and you're gonna use some coffee grounds. An espresso, just a side note, is like the way the coffee's prepared, so you can use any type of grounds. This is just Trader Joe's medium roast, but yeah, so you're going to do a heaping cup, or a heaping scoop, sorry, just like that, a little heaping. Then you're going to pour it into this guy. This little thing is to keep this to stay in there when you're emptying the grounds afterwards when it's hot, or just when you're handling them. So you're gonna pour the heaping scoop in there, and I didn't do it that heaping, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more. And then your grounds are loose in there, but you're gonna take the bottom of this, the flat end of the scooper, and you're just gonna press it down a few times just to make sure those grounds are compact, just like that. It should be flat in there. And then you're going to, you can take this out, you're going to place this guy in there, but in order to do so you have to take the lip off, otherwise it won't fit. So you're going to go like all the way to the left and make sure it's clockwise, and you're going to start pulling to the right. And it has some, it's really tight because this is in order so that it's very compressed, and that's part of the espresso making process. So it says like insert on this side, and then it says lock right here. So you're going to lock it in. There's no really gear that makes sure it's locked in, but as long as you can't go anymore, it's kind of facing towards the middle, so you know. And then you're going to put your pot to the side. I just put it to the right. And then this is where you can turn the machine on and do it all the way. The dial should be on the coffee symbol. Okay, so it takes a bit to heat up, but here's the part that is super tricky. Once you turn it on, it goes pretty fast, okay? So for 1 cup, you're going to only want it, sorry, I want to focus in. For 1 cup, you only want it to go past the steam line, just a little bit. And this is in order to save the rest of the steam for frothing the milk. So once it hits that line right there, you only want it to go a little past. And then once it does that, so right now we are on coffee mode. Right now you're on coffee mode, and then you're going to switch it to pause when it gets to that line. Okay? So you're going to switch to pause once it gets to that line. So it's going to be trickling out. It comes pretty fast. I'm making a salted caramel latte today. So what I did prior is I put a tablespoon of the syrup at the very bottom of the cup. And basically that makes it easy so that when you pour your espresso in, it mixes it together. So it's trickling out right now. And now I'm going to turn the dial to pause. I do it a little earlier because it keeps trickling pretty fast. See how it's a little bit past the steam line? It's going to keep trickling. But now I'm ready to froth my milk. So I understand that this isn't a froth pitcher. If you want to get like a froth pitcher, those can be just found on Amazon or wherever else. Those make latte art much easier, and I actually just ordered one, but I didn't have one, so this you can use to make do. But this is the wand that'll help you froth the milk. So right now it's on pause, right? So we're gonna turn it on off for a few seconds to just let some steam out before we froth our milk. And now I just did that for a few seconds just to let it out. And we're now, because we just let it out, so we're going to turn it back to pause. So we turned it to off to let that bit out, and I turned it to pause. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the end of our wand here is fully submersed in the milk, and then we're going to turn it all the way to the steam function. So before I do that, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So right here, we are on pause right now, and now I'm going to turn it all the way to the steam function, which is this guy, okay? And this, I'm going to just do it till I'm done frothing. You'll see, so first I'm going to submerge it, then I'm going to turn it to steam. And what you're going to do, if you just want to steam your milk, you can just go back and forth like this, moving the wand around. But if you want more of a frothy top to your latte, you're going to go up and down. So that's what I do. It takes a bit, depending on how much you want. But this is refrigerated milk. You're going to want to make sure the milk is just out of the fridge. And you can't do skim milk because it doesn't have enough fat in it. So whole milk works the best, but what I have here is 1% milk, and it works great too, depending on what you want your coffee to taste like. And I basically just use the rest of the steam left in, or using the rest of the water left in that I had poured in. So that's what I'm doing right now. Keeping it going up and down. And you'll see that the level of my milk from the beginning is definitely increasing because it's a lot of froth that it creates. And it gets pretty hot fast. And keep doing this. It's getting more thicker, you can kind of hear. It's getting more foamy on top. Now I'm going to turn the knob to pause so that it's not messy. You can see on top it's very foamy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my espresso that I brewed just a bit ago, and I'm going to pour it into my mug, which already has the syrup at the bottom. I put a tablespoon of the syrup because I don't like it as sweet, but for my family members who like it more sweet, I do 2 to 2.5. But you can just do it how much ever you think you'd like. So I'm going to pour that in. That's the espresso. And now I'm going to pour the milk and the milk froth. So you can see how it mixes in there. And then the froth is on top. And that's where you can do your like latte art. If you have a better picture. But you can see this, it separates like that. Like on the top it's a little more white because of the froth. But that's basically it, not too hard. Yeah, I really like this machine. It's great for beginners like me. A tip I have is to take the metal piece off. Mine just removes itself. Be careful because it's kind of hot. and to clean it right away, as well as this part, because it hardens the milk right on this part really well. So I've had to use like a scraper, but it's not too bad. And then also when you're done, you can turn it off to release the extra steam if there is any. It'll come out of here as well as here. Once you take off the top, there will be smoke or steam that releases from that as well. So yeah, enjoy your latte.
So once you apply your coffee, there is a little nozzle at the side and you put it on the coffee icon. You add your water in here, and then we've made one espresso this morning. We're going to add it to his little espresso cup.
There it goes now. Now comes the espresso.
What do you do with your 2 cups?
Yeah, I like a strong espresso. I like a big one.
So we kind of measure the water in here first and then add it up top.
Bitch bash.
Put his coffee in and then start the machine. Once you've done.
But I'm not going to use the frother because I'm just happy with the cream.
Yeah. We turn the nozzle, take the coffee.
Voila.
If you did want to use the frother, which we typically do, turn this, and it starts frothing. Turn it off. We did purchase a separate milk frother, so we would just put it in there. Kind of do that. But all in all, it's really small, nice in the kitchen, and then once we're done, can you just show them the coffee? Just dump out the coffee.
Have a little flip up and then knock that out.
You like it then?
Yeah, excellent.
This is literally the best mini espresso machine. I recommend it to everyone. It saves me a lot of money and time. Instead of going to Starbucks every day, I go to Starbucks like twice a week, and then I make my drinks from here like 4 or 5 days a week. It's quick and simple, and it didn't even cost that much.
Nice and easy.